Hello, everyone. Thank you. We're still getting some things settled, but we're going to be starting in about 5 minutes. So if you need a last bathroom break or water, or I don't even know if there's coffee within 5 minutes. If you find some, bring it to me. Did everyone have a good time last night, though? Yeah, I hope so. We're pretty proud of the party culture we're cultivating. There's actually a legacy to the party. Oh, it got really quiet, but so I guess I'll just tell the story then. So, in a little bit, I'm gonna give a little bit of a sort of MLK address since it's MLK Day. But actually, should I tell this story? It's like a hard open. I don't know if there might be a softer way into the open of the day. Well, I guess we're at a hackathon. I'm a sort of a systems hacker, I guess, and I was supposed to just tell you that we're going to be starting in 5 minutes, but I might as well talk, I guess, if we're all here. So long story short, or as short as I can make it in a succinct way, when I ran a film company for 12 years. Also was a teacher in Detroit Public Schools, working a lot with inner city youth, and I realized a potential of me. And sorry, I'm having an emotional day too, so I might cry in a good way. I'm really happy today. So I ask you your permission if I get emotional. Just bear with me. I after running this company and getting sort of fed up with systems, and I worked in Detroit, and there was a lot of corruption, and I just felt like no one was really putting the kids first. And we have all this new technology, we have all these new computers. I worked for MEDC, Michigan Economic Development Corporation, so we tried to figure out what were the best sort of technological interventions to use to bring STEM to boost the creative economy in Michigan. And so we would look at budgets for computers, for various sort of coding camps and all of those kinds of things to teach young people so that we could prevent brain drain, as they call it in the Midwest, and then retain young talent was our mission objective. So I did that in consulting with the state essentially for 7 to 8 years, working between universities, high schools, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, so I worked in that space. I was also making indie films, so that was kind of my day job. And then whenever we could get funding for a film, we would make a film, which sort of one film every sort of 2.5 years. Anyway, so after doing that for a while, summer 2016, I got a TV show funded by PBS, working with kids in Detroit, teaching them how to shoot VR, actually, shoot 360 videos. So I'm like on top of the world. Then we delivered the show to PBS October 8th, 2016. Then a month later, we get a new president. And one of the main things that he was saying was that he was going to destroy public funding. So they put a freeze on all new shows. So I've just like accomplished my dream. We hand them this 1-hour TV pilot of a youth reality show with kids in Detroit, and I was pretty proud of it. Everyone was really happy with it. And then they're like, yeah, we can't do anything with this because we have a freeze on new programs. So it sat there for a year. So I'm like, okay, what the F do I do with my life? And so I, on a whim, actually I'd had several omens. Does anyone else follow omens? So I follow omens a lot. Oh, I get applause for omens. All right. So I had several omens, 3 people actually in like a 4-month period be like, you should go to MIT. Like that's what they do at MIT. So after he got elected, actually the Post guy who was doing the visual effects in our film, kind of and our TV show turns to me and he's like, this is really smart, but I don't think people are gonna get it. Like you need to go somewhere where like people will get this. Anyway, so on a whim, I took a GRE in 1 week and then applied to this one program at MIT, and then I said a prayer, and if I get in, then I would go. And then I got in. And so I never thought, oh, thank you. So I had no plan to actually go to graduate school. I can't do math, so evidently they don't count that too much on the GRE for comparative media studies. Although I guessed, I had a good guessing system, and I think I did pretty well on the guessing, evidently, because I scored way better than I should have. Anyway, I snuck into MIT, and So I get here, and then another long story short, I just kept running into these instances where there would be things that people would say were values that we had at the Institute, but then the lived experience didn't match those values. So one quick example, before I even got here, so they give you financial aid if you're lower income, and I'm coming from running a youth program in Detroit. My rent was $300, so moving to Cambridge was a big jump from that. So MIT is great. They have a great program. They give you moving expenses, et cetera. So I'm like, awesome. There's a paid program. I'm at the Media Lab. You work 20 hours. You get a salary. And so they're like, yeah, so you can move in. I'm moving into graduate housing. Be in by August 27th. I'm like, bet. So I pack up my whole life, move to MIT, move in. Around like August 28th, I'm like, so those moving expenses? And they're like, oh, well, actually, that you only get your financial aid after you've been fully registered for at least 2 weeks. So then we have to process your like payroll. So you actually get paid around like October 8th. And then I was like, but you gave me moving expenses. And I come from Detroit, and my rent was $300, and I made like I don't know, $1,500 a month, but that was enough to live off of where I was living. And then I packed up my whole life, and then I came here, and I'm an independent artist, which means you need to be setting up gigs, but I couldn't set up any future gigs because I know I'm moving out of Michigan and moving here, so my last gigs pay, et cetera, et cetera. Then I had to put down, rent plus security deposit. So, like, I'm broke, right? I get to MIT. So I have to call my sister and, like, Cash App me some money. Black people use Cash App, but white people use Venmo. It's a really interesting dynamic. Me and my sister are like two of the like college preppy kids, so we both have Cash App and Venmo, so then we can go back and forth. We actually sometimes give each other loans where I'm like, I'll Venmo you if you Cash App me, and then she's like, all right. Because you connect them to different bank accounts, so when one of them is empty and your checks are going to bounce, then you can use the other one. So it's a way to hack the system. Anyway, so I get to MIT, and then just keep noticing these little awkward, passive-aggressive racial moments, but really actually more class than race. Just people not being aware of the realities of other people's lives. So finally, by April, I had gone on this trip to LA, had this whole led a focus group on like sort of Me Too, but like racial injustice, but really how do we have more nuanced conversations. Come back to MIT, then an incident happens, and I won't give details to protect they're not necessarily innocent, but protect people. Anyway, I pop off, and then actually maybe I will give you some details. So you're getting the privilege. You know how sometimes people get mad when they're like, don't ask me to speak for all black people. I'm going to take a moment to speak for a black man. And so a lot of us get frustrated, even at the notion of like Black Lives Matter, when people invoke it to only mean you shouldn't get shot. Like, that's a pretty low standard of your life mattering if it's not to get shot by police. I want my life to matter when you, like, give me financial aid. Like, I want my life to matter when I get in the elevator and know if not to be sort of racially, but like I moved out of graduate housing that year because every time I got in the elevator, a lot of people who were mostly predominantly from international countries, and I totally understand, I'm a huge black dude, like I would probably be scared of me too. However, if you think about media, a lot of the representation that people get in other countries like Asia, et cetera, only portray African Americans a certain way. So actually, because I study media, I don't blame people for their innate responses because we all have our racial biases. Just like if you hear me in traffic, I'm the most racist person ever in LA. But it really sucks when you wake up in the morning and you get in the elevator and then the Asian student or the Indian student jump physically and I'm like, I'm just going to get breakfast. I don't want to deal with racial tension in the morning. So anyway, I moved out of graduate housing, but they gave me all these issues because I had to pay the rent because I canceled my thing early and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, by April, I've had enough because there's been it's getting to almost weekly where there's one of these incidents. So I launched a protest against institutionalized racism and then sit in the lobby of the Media Lab in a tent for 2 weeks. Was anybody here? Does anybody remember that? I know Scott was here and some of the other organizers. And then I was basically like, we aren't having real conversations about race in our classes. And every time it comes up, people are so awkward about it that they quickly change the subject. So I was like, I'm going to hold space here and we're going to talk about race and class and these uncomfortable things. And if you're too uncomfortable, then whatever. And then but I kind of used all of the language that we had been studying, quoted Baudrillard and bell hooks and all of these film theorists. And then I made an iterative sculpture out of the couches that were in the Media Lab, these ugly purple couches. and it was an inside joke. If you ever watch Chappelle's show, it's called "Fuck Your Couch, Nigga." And then I had students come through, and if they ever felt moments of discomfort at MIT, they could rearrange the furniture in the "Fuck Your Couch, Nigga" sculpture to show their displeasure with the way that we handle race at MIT. But there's I didn't want any record of it, so I told no pictures. I did some audio recordings of the conversations, so there's only I think one picture floating out there and in my email because I didn't want it to become a thing. But it was really like, if there was ever a time for us to get serious about going deep into some of these issues, like that time is now. So anyway, so I launched this protest against institutionalized racism. I essentially get blacklisted from my program, and I get shunned for, ironically, underneath like Black Lives Matter signs. And then no one talked to me in my program for about that was April, so the rest of that year, and then most of the fall after. So I just became a loner. So then I took all of my classes at Harvard, basically, instead of taking them here at MIT to finish my degree. Luckily, I was studying under Cornell West, so that wasn't that bad. And so then, I also got fired twice. We have to work in labs, but I was kind of like, I don't trust you and where you get your money. So, which we kind of later saw, like where they get their money. And so I was like, I'm not doing this. Actually, I had an omen that told me that I followed a spirit animal. It was a whole thing. But actually, and I was trying to connect. Essentially, I felt like I needed to reconnect with my ancestors. We have this expression that a lot of black people follow, and I'll talk about this later when I actually get to my speech. This isn't my speech. This is just a 5-minute, we're going to start in 5 minutes announcement. But then you got me talking because I'm all up in my feelings. And so we say, like, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. And, like, coming from, ancestors who were slaves, like, when you really think about that, especially as a young black kid walking around MIT, which was kind of actually what my protest was sort of on behalf of my grandmother. The other part of the protest was launched it. If you go on the MIT's diversity dashboard and search African American students across different departments, when you looked at my department, it's actually still there on their website. It says African American 0%. But on the wall of the Media Lab where the director's office is, it says, we will not use data to erase people. That's part of the algorithmic justice thing. So I'm like, okay, you have this on the wall, but when I go to your website that your provost office did with your data researchers, it says African American 0%. So then what does that say about how you value me in your space? So I was like, well, if you aren't gonna value me, then like fuck your classes and fuck you. But with love, And so, actually, it was more about the students. Honestly, it was about you guys, and so that's really why I was getting emotional earlier. Because I was like, I know what you're about. Okay, I get it. I know how I worked for Detroit and Michigan. Like, I get systems. But the problem is when you have young people who I think we're a generation that is, I think, intuitively optimistic, and because we have to be, but we were also sold a world, and we've been privileged enough to see a world that a lot of our parents and grandparents and ancestors would never get to see. We hang out in VR. Like, how many people hung out in VR this weekend and made something exist that did not exist like 2 days before, right? And so anyway, so I think there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with that. I quit my first lab. They stuck me in a second lab, but then I got fired from that lab, but I was also following another omen. But anyway, so I created my own lab, and then it's called the Quasar Lab, and a quasar is an active galactic nucleus that gets its energy by things getting sucked into a black hole. So I came up with this theory called black hole data, which is data kind of like how they handle data at MIT that erases people and pulls you into a black hole. So then originally it was called the Black Hole Lab, but then someone was like, that's not that positive. So then I was like, okay, how can we rethink that? And then how can we put a positive spin on that? And then randomly, another omen, a friend was like, you're a quasar. I was like, what is a quasar? So then I looked it up, and it's like the energy that comes from the friction of something getting pulled into a black hole that's created, and it has like 10 to the 13th times the luminosity of the Milky Way. And I was like, oh, I like that. Okay, Quasar Lab. So then to open the Quasar Lab, we threw a healing party because I feel like space, how we occupy space matters, and what we do in spaces matter. And so in the Media Lab, we're like these corporate little I always felt like this sort of cog in this corporate machine, and we only operate and engage with each other in spaces in a certain way. So if you guys need me to stop talking, let me know. I don't know what's happening. But anyway, so I was like, you know what? In the spirit of the sort of fuck your couch sculpture, we're gonna throw a dope ass party, and people are gonna dance and move their bodies and like have sort of relationship, be in community with each other in different ways as we, is that Blair? Hey, Blair. As we, and then sort of like bless the space. Like, does anyone in their cultural traditions like do a blessing of space? A few people, okay. In Muslim culture, like when you move into a new house, you bring a bunch of people over and you say prayers in all of the rooms to kind of, it's not necessarily like kind of to ward off evil spirits, but it's just to like, I don't know. I guess it maybe is jinn or bad. I don't know. Anyway. And so I was like, we're going to bless this space with a healing Halloween party. So we're hacking Halloween. The theme was it was an intergalactic time travel space station, and all of the shuttles were grounded. And so so when you came to the party, you could be from the past or the future, but we were going to unite under techno music. Then if you know, and then we. And so we got Juan Atkins. Does anybody know Juan Atkins? He like came up with the word techno. And so he happened to be making a documentary about him in Detroit. And so we brought in the inventor of techno, and then we had a Afrofuturist healing Halloween party. So then, do I need to get off? I was waiting for you to tell me when you were ready to start.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. So anyway, to wrap up the story. Actually, we're right about pretty much there. Myself, with help of Scott and the DJ Phil from last night. Show DJ Phil some love, isn't he great? We opened the Quasar Lab with this healing techno party with like 6 DJs in 3 rooms in the space we were partying last night. Then we did it again when we came together for the hackathon. Then tonight, or last night, was like party number 4, I think, for us, in the spirit of like reclaiming spaces with a new spirit, a new energy that represented us and not like the system. So anyway, thank you all if you danced and you participated. Thank you for that.
He says the port on the left. Are you using the port on the left? Okay, cool. So we're gonna have a check. Maybe it was never on and his voice is just booming? Okay. Check. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be on. Check. Okay. Okay, well, I'm not going to talk because we're going to show you a cool recap video, and then you'll hear a couple talks, and then we'll actually continue with the rest of the program. Yeah.
Hello, my name's Austin. I'm Steven Kaboutsos.
My name is Luke Barwell.
Hi, my name is Catherine Dumas.
I'm Zoe Fowles.
And we're at MIT RealityHack.
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 Go around and introduce yourselves.
I'm a science journalist from Germany.
Zane.
Nikshita Gupta. I'm Lafira Watson-Ramirez.
My name is Lex. Hi, I'm Dean.
I'm Kristen Dong.
My name is Tammy Rose, and I'm the writer and storyteller.
Mohammed, I'm a student here at MIT. Hi, I'm Kazi.
This is Ann Bennett, and I'm the producer of Down Payment on the Dream.
My name is Shanil Patel, and I'm from Toronto.
Hi, Maciek.
Hi, I'm Michael.
My name is Xavier Apostle.
You told me it was over. You said it was done.
Imagine a future in which you're wearing a device in the world, and you have it with you, and you see things all over.
This was built by Elena, one of the students here at MIT.
We never thought it would ever end. Even when we talked about it, it was just pretend.
Awesome. So definitely a multinational team. So what's been the most exciting thing this weekend?
Oh, what hasn't been exciting?
And I really enjoyed working at this hackathon because I got to interact with these people and create such an awesome product.
This is actually very flexible. For like a room like this where the tables change all the time, like a convention center.
The form factor and just being a consumer-ready product where you could wear it out and about for prolonged periods of time because it's extremely lightweight. It's only 88 grams.
So my name's Ruji. I'm a XR designer based from Toronto.
I'm Karthik from India.
I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
I'm Charles from Georgia.
Hi, I'm James. I'm an MIT and Media Lab graduate.
We're from Costa Rica, from Florida, from Australia, and Ohio.
I'm Sanjeet from New Jersey.
My name is Tejas. I'm one of the developers on this team. And what was the question?
And what's your team name?
The team 009.
I'm having a lot of fun, meeting a lot of great people, making a lot of cool connections with people.
We're trying to do something of high social good, and we think the value's already there.
Yeah, this is by far the biggest virtual reality, mixed reality hackathon I have ever been to, and I don't know what the data is, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was the biggest hackathon in XR in the world to date.
Okay, this is like the for real thing that I was supposed to actually say, not all of the other stuff. But I'll be brief. As he says of the video, though, I had a part of the reason I was super emotional when I came out. I realized that like the first time I ever did public speaking, when I was in kindergarten, my teacher, I grew up in, or bounced around growing up, but my teacher in Jackson, Mississippi, sort of tricked me into giving the address on MLK Day, which happened to be 30 years ago, like today. And so my line was, and I still remember it, Dr. Martin Luther King knew that we could be anything that we want to be. And then I had to come out and say it in front of the whole school and like all of the parents, because like each year does like a little show thing. Then we sang We Shall Overcome, and then we square danced. And so my mom will hopefully see this and crack up, because we legit square danced and learned, like we had someone calling out, now take your partner, do-si-do, and like it was Mississippi. I didn't even realize how country it was at the time. Anyway, I'm going to play this clip. I'm not going to talk a lot. You heard me already. I'm just going to play this clip and then share a few words of reflection after. This is from, this is a speech that he gave to a graduating high school class called What is Your Blueprint?
Question. That is...
And I've edited it, so because the original speech is a little bit longer.
Is in your life's blueprint. This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. Now, each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Now that means that you should not be ashamed of your color. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have, as a basic principle, the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. Doors are opening to each of you. Doors of opportunity are opening to each of you that were not open to your mothers and to your fathers. And the great challenge
to inspire us to design the future. So the clips that I curated, essentially, if you listen to it and imagine that someone, like the whole universe wrote this script so that you could hear these words right now, and they're just meant for you. So if you are a meditative person, just sort of meditate on that. Like through all of time, these words got sent so you could hear them today.
facing you is to be ready to enter these doors as they open. Ralph Waldo Emerson, the great essayist, said in a lecture back in 1871 that if a man can write a better book or preach a better sermon or make a better mousetrap than his neighbor, even if he builds his house in the woods, the world will make a beaten path to his door. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best little scrub on the side of the rill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. Finally, in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Don't allow anybody to pull you so low as to make you hate them. Don't allow anybody to cause you to lose your self-respect to the point that you do not struggle for justice. However young you are, you have a responsibility to seek to make your nation a better nation in which to live. You have a responsibility to seek to make life better for everybody. And so you must be involved in the struggle for freedom and justice in the South. But I believe as we struggle with these problems, we've got to struggle with them with a method that can be militant, but at the same time does not destroy life or property. And so our slogan must not be burn, baby, burn. It must be build, baby, build. Organize, baby, organize. And with a powerful commitment, I believe that we can transform dark yesterdays of injustice into bright tomorrows of justice and humanity. Let us keep going toward the goal of selfhood, toward the realization of the dream of brotherhood, and toward the realization of the dream of understanding goodwill. Let nobody stop us. I close by quoting once more the man that the young lady quoted, that magnificent black bard who has now passed on, Langston Hughes. One day he wrote a poem entitled Mother to Son. The mother didn't always have her grammar right, but she uttered words of great symbolic profundity. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stad. It's had tacks in it. Boards torn up, places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I's been a climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you stop now. Don't you sit down on the steps 'cause you finds it's kind of hard, but I's still going, boy. I's still climbing. And life for me Ain't been no crystal stair. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal stair, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
Mic check. So I thought that those words, I was listening, trying to reflect on sort of, what could we do in the spirit of MLK. And so as a, hacking community, as young creators, I really love this idea of like build, right? Like what are we going to build? We have a unique opportunity in front of all of us to think about the world differently and to create new things and to create new worlds. I was in a class called World Building last semester, and many of you probably describe your work as world building at different times. And so who are we building the world for? Who are we considering in our world building, right? How are we using these tools? How are we creating our blueprints? And so a lot of these things are what I've been reflecting on. And for me, I get, sorry. Yeah, sorry, processing a lot of things. I feel like it's an exciting time. I felt it a lot the time this weekend, like it was this energy that felt like, I don't know, like there's so much negativity going on now, and I just felt like I saw so many positive things and positive energy coming from all of you guys, and I think it felt really special, and I feel really blessed to be a part of it. I'm really thankful for all of you guys for showing up, not only sort of physically, but showing up with your presence and with your energy and showing up on the dance floor and all kinds of different ways. Thank you. Definitely thankful to all the organizers and the volunteers. They've been amazing, and I think it's sort of going back to the idea of like, what is the spirit of MLK? Like, we are collectively building things. Eshwar, Sarah, Julie, everyone working so hard over not only the last weekend. Maria, it's been months, months to build something, right? We're building this thing. We're building a space for other people to build. And so I think we're going to go in later with all of our awards and all of those elements. And I am looking for my phone to check my time. But basically, I will wrap up. I'll just say that for me, I think I've set out on that journey of building, and so at the expo, I'll be sharing some work, but essentially I've developed something that I think could possibly create a lot of change. It's a new way of teaching using XR storytelling and a sort of interactive data visualization system, but also a new design process that we're calling RealityHack. And so I think the best way to push back against the things we don't want to see is sort of not giving our energy to those things, but sort of just taking like a side step and then building the thing you actually want to see and giving your energy to that. So we're going to be doing a project. It's also sort of a new model for capitalism where you use the design process and the capitalist structure to like build something that runs counter to it. So, which is what I actually ended up developing as my master's at MIT, and so in practice, if you are interested, please come find us at the expo, and thereafter, the RealityHack team, which is the name of our resistance group that has been formed by ancestors from the past, connecting with descendants of the future, and we'll be doing our first ever interactive design activity here at the hackathon, taking speeches from MLK. For this project, mixing them with speeches from the democratization of Korea. There's a long story behind that. Then thinking about ways to design a new teaching tool. And so with that, and on the note of teaching tools, I'm going to introduce the next speaker, who is the vice president of the MIT's Open Learning and leading MIT's effort to transform teaching and learning in the 21st century. That is Sanjay Sarma. So give him a good round of applause.
Thank you, folks. It's very hard to follow two great speakers, Martin Luther King. Happy Martin Luther King, everyone. And Sultan. Sultan, you really moved me. Thank you very much. Just to get going, folks, Does anyone here know where the word virtual reality comes from? I'm a professor, I got to ask you questions. There's going to be a quiz at the end. Come on. Virtual reality, where does it come from? That's good, Asimov. You can blame Asimov for everything. Maybe, who knows? Comes from virtue. The essence. When everything else is gone, all that remains is the essence. Right? But it also means it's a responsibility, as Sultan was saying, because you got to get the virtue right. You can't have the wrong virtue. So it, to me, is the technology of the future. Because virtual reality, when I was a kid, we still called movie theaters talkies. I'm not that old, by the way. It was just the word was still around in India because talking movies was still new. And that's a virtual addition to the movie, which was a moving picture, right? So we are now in a position in technology, in society, where we can hijack all the senses. And the question is, are we going to do them for virtue? Are we going to do them just because? But the technology is there, our understanding of the brain is there, our understanding of the sensing is there. We know how to do EEGs, we know how to do neurostimulation. This is a very special time. And this is too important to put in the hands of old people like me. Because you will live the consequences. We put climate in the hands of people my age and older. Look where we left you, right? So you have the extraordinary opportunity to define a future that you will deploy. So it's such a pleasure to see the energy, the commitment of the 70 countries represented here, the 40 teams. It's absolutely amazing. Couldn't ask for more. Takes organizers like the ones that Sultan mentioned to make this happen, and it's an honor to have you here. I also wanted to spend a couple of minutes talking about, actually my title, not to tell you what I do, but the open learning business. So most hackathons are frankly very macho. They're like the Hunger Games, Many walk in and a few stagger out as winners, right? And that is not what we do. We do that, well, don't, we do a lot of that at MIT, okay? Let's not lie here. We want to be virtuous. What we do a lot of, however, is learning. MIT is the source of, that's where open software started, right? Open courseware, that's actually, I just noticed, it reports to me. Open courseware started here. MITx reports to me. But the open part of it and the learning part of it come together in events like this. Because while this is a hackathon, I hope you had a learning experience too. Did you? Yeah? Did you learn from each other? Yeah? Did you teach each other? Yeah? Teaching is a form of learning. You know why? Why is teaching a form of learning? It's because, I'll tell you, my house 20 years ago, we sold it. And it was clean only one day. And that was the day we had an open house for people to come in and look at it. Teaching is like having an open house in your brain. So teaching forces you to organize stuff. Okay, did you learn by doing? Yeah? Did you know that when you actually do something with your hands, the motor cortex is woken up? And when the motor cortex is woken up, the learning is actually more fundamental than if you just read something. That is actually a fundamental tenet at MIT, learning by doing, mens et manus. Have you seen the MIT logo at the coffee shop? Which there's a guy with a sledgehammer and a guy with a book. Learning by doing, mens et manus, right? So you did that as well. So what you did here, hopefully, is something that you can take back and do elsewhere as well, which is learning by doing, and a hackathon where the learning and the mentoring and the coaching is an essential part of it. So I just want to thank you again. Thank you for an extraordinary hackathon. Thank you to the organizers who bring MIT-level energy to things like this. But really, here's to an amazing future in virtual and augmented reality. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that, Sanjay. Thanks for putting that all in perspective for us. So we are just tabulating. Did everyone have a good time last night? Everywhere, okay. Cool. Yeah, so we're sort of tabulating our final results, and we're super excited to share them with you. There's a lot of great prizes.
But first off, before we get into prizes, we wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you for coming out, for flying out from all over, for taking time off of work, leaving families to come here and hack for a weekend and just focus on building the future. And I think we all do that because we're part of a tribe that believes in the future that we want to build and think that we can contribute to it. There's definitely lots of naysayers out there, but this room, I think, is full of optimists who believe in that future and believe in spatial. So for some of you, it might be the start of a career or a journey into spatial. For some of you, it's a pit stop. But regardless, all of us shared that energy, and that energy really brought this event together, and we can't do it without you bringing that. So thanks so much to all of you for doing that. Now, there's some more folks we need to thank. So let's do that first. Yeah, I can do it. So the people who also really help make this happen, who work with us for months before the event, are our sponsors. And they not just are patrons of the event, but bring the mentors, bring the hardware, they set the tone for what's needed with day one, with the workshops, with the education, all of that. So it's crucial, their support in this event, and without it, it's not possible. So we give a huge thank you to our sponsors who really help make this happen. So, shall we get into prizes? Alrighty, so first up, we're gonna have the Best of Accessibility prize announced. So, can we have someone from Microsoft come down who'd like to announce it? Roll call. So, while I have Jesse here, I want to give a huge thank you to Jesse, who was one of our first sponsors, who said, we want to make this event happen this year, and really came in and said, Microsoft has to be here, and they've got to make this event happen. So huge thank you for doing that. And of course, the beanbags and the snacks, which were pretty important. And bringing the HoloLens 2, which I know a lot of folks here were excited to work on because it's so new. Very few people have access to it, so bringing it here and letting you guys work with it, that was really epic for a lot of people, and we're proud to have been able to be the event where that happened. So looks like we've got the check, and the team name is in the back.
Okay.
No, Jesse doesn't even know yet.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So it's on the back. You can take a peek. Oh, it's on the front. Okay. I'm wrong. Alrighty. All yours.
So the team with the hack for best accessibility is I See What You're Saying.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do we have a video for I See What You Are? Do we have it?
I think we put one.
Let's see if we can pull that video up.
Well, wait. Do we not have it? Here, I can say
All right,
something.
go ahead.
This has been a really crazy week. Who feels this weekend just went by super fast? Yeah. They have like a saying that, we're in a time machine that's moving like 1 second forward. And it's definitely didn't feel like that this weekend. It felt more like what Ray Kurzweil says, that time speeds up as you make change. And so as we get older, we exude more change. That's why you hear old people saying that. I feel like time flew by. And you come into this bubble, and there's like everyone is just doing so much change with such an optimistic view of the future. Like we're all building Tomorrowland together. And if I was to be in a time machine with anyone, I'm glad I'm here with you guys. Yeah.
So this is my my first hackathon, so this is pretty surreal for me. But what I can say is that it's been an extraordinary experience working with not only my team, but with everyone here and collaborating together. And then the coolest thing for this weekend was not only are we able to create something so amazing for the world to use, but we were able to work with everyone here on their projects as well to create more experiences for everybody. You know, it's not about winning these prizes, it's about creating the experiences for the whole world to have. So thank you.
I'm actually really upset. It feels like they prepared for this, and I absolutely did not. So I am just standing in front of everyone, and I have nothing to say except that this was incredible. This is my first hackathon as well, and I had no idea what to expect from day one. This was insane. This was absolutely insane, and I think the thing that I take away the most from this is there's a path forward for our project, and I hope to take it on the road and make it something that could be useful for absolutely everyone that works in Unity. So, thank you.
So I have one more thing to say. When we came here, we had a dream of making XR VR accessible to everyone. So much so that it wasn't about the prize money. We really wanted to make this a real and true idea. We made a pact amongst ourselves. We said if we won, we'd donate the money. So we're donating the money to Leader Dogs. It's an organization that trains dogs to help deaf and blind people. It's like one of those crazy ideas of like, how do we include people in it, especially someone who's blind and deaf. Yeah, I know. That's bad timing, folks. What the heck? That's real bad timing. Yeah. Hey, do you know why pirates don't like virtual reality? That's supposed to happen. This is supposed to give you guys some empathy of how someone of hard of hearing would actually experience virtual reality. And now the experience with subtitles and how it improves it. Oh yes, this is available to use right now. It's a GitHub library that you can import into Unity. It's a Unity package, publicly available. So we'd love to see everyone use it, moving it forward. Yeah. Also, just one thing. My mom doesn't believe that VR is happening. Ma, are you watching? I love you so much.
All right, thanks a lot. So if I could have a representative of Nreal come up, we're going to get to that prize next. Hopefully it doesn't say the names on the slides, does it? Okay, I don't think it is. Okay. We're super excited to have Nreal with us this year. They brought a very... give them a hand. Give them a hand. Yeah, they brought us something very exciting, and now they have something very exciting for you.
So this year, the best use of Nreal Light goes to spatial hashtag. And beside the cash, we also give them a free dev kit of Unreal Light.
Uh, 3 years ago, I was a plant biologist working to make crops better. And the reason that I wanted to switch over and work with spatial technology was because of rooms full of people doing things like what you've all been doing this weekend. And it's really inspiring to look around at what all of you bring to the table with all your talents. So thanks so much for all the support and collaboration this weekend.
I'm really proud of this team. This has been a really cool group to work with, and there's a lot that that I've learned, and it's really exciting to have access to this device and to be able to use it in an environment with so many interesting and cool people and imagine the future.
You want to say hi? Should I play the video? You can play the video.
Hashtags connect you with the conversations, events, and stories that you care about. Spatial hashtags bridge realities, giving real-world home locations to 3D text, audio, video, or animation. You'll curate your own reality by browsing different spatial hashtag channels. Spatial hashtag channels can follow a perspective, event, or story, all overlaid on the physical world via wearable. Spatial hashtags can even be placed within virtual worlds, allowing an augmented overlay on VR. Spatial technology is exciting because digital objects can occupy real-world space. Spatial hashtags foster meaningful local connection. Spatial hashtags reach a nearby, relevant audience experiencing your post in the same place at another time. You share your world with strangers you pass every day. Spatial hashtags reach out to friends, audiences, or customers. Concerts, parties, and protests, shared spaces are special. A better hashtag makes them spatial.
Thank you. I just want to say that
For
like,
the past 7 years,
sorry.
has been shaking up the Catholic Church.
So I just want to say that like all 5 of us, we have one more teammate, but he's not here. But all 5 of us actually met here at the team formation, and it's been a really incredible weekend. So thank you.
During this weekend, we got to work with a lot of new technologies, for example, Unreal, and also the Aardvark library and other technical things. But also, it was a really good time. It was really nice to meet you guys, people from a lot of different backgrounds. I just want to say thank you to the event organizers for organizing such a great event. I want to thank you to everybody being here for innovating into the future. I also want to thank my company, Spatial, for allowing me to come here to take time off work. And yeah, I also want to thank just everybody being here.
Thanks, all.
We're very glad we were able to have Unreal as part of the event this year. You know, they're one of the newer names in AR, and I think this is a big year for them launching their dev kit, and they showed a commitment to developers and designers and wanted to be here in a big way to make sure that they're able to you know, not only showcase their platform, but get it in the hands of people who can build with it. So next up, let's have PTC come down to talk about logistics, training, productivity, and the Best in Euphoria Prize as well. PTC is one of our local Boston AR companies, has a long heritage, and has just been a long-time supporter of the hackathon and of the Boston local community. And Umar here himself has a great story about the hackathon and how he is at PTC today. And I'll turn it over to you and bring over the check for you.
Awesome. Hey guys. Which one I'm doing first? Okay. This one? First? Okay. All right. So, also PTC is the home of Euphoria, if you guys are wondering who PTC is. So, that's right. Okay, so now it all makes sense. All right, so the best in logistics training and productivity prize, I'm very excited to announce, goes to Space AR. Where are you guys? Up there. Congratulations. Here you go. So I guess while we pull up the video, I'll let you guys say a few words. But while you do, please tell us where you guys came from, because I think that's always fun to hear.
Hi, I came from London. I'm Polish, but I live in London. So we are all from like different parts of the world. And yeah, it's my first. My name is Justina. Hi. And yeah, it's been great. Thanks.
I'm Jeff. I'm from Seattle. We all former architects tend to like group together by magnetism. So it's kind of hilarious that we all met each other, but it's been a really great experience. I was learning C# on the plane ride here. It feels pretty good. And these two have been incredible and on all the mentors. So thank you to everybody.
I'm Luke. I live just down the street. This was a great experience. This is my second hack here, both times with architecture-adjacent people. I highly recommend finding architecture-adjacent people for your next hack. They're the best. I don't know. I thank you, PTC, for this. And here we go. There's no sound, so imagine. In a world. I'll just sort of talk through what the app does. It's because we're architecture adjacent, we want to be able to plan architectural design or architectural spaces, and that's typically like a very analog process of like acrylic cutouts on a table when you're designing with clients, and so we're just bringing that into AR and then visualizing all the data associated with it and allowing you to sort of scroll through the different design options, taking like a live history of the meeting as it happened. I think, in terms of a complete product, it felt pretty successful. And I think we're all sort of excited to take it back to our prospective offices and implement it and continue to grow the possibilities of what we've built here.
Oops. Hi everyone, Matt Watson here from COP.
Keep you guys on your toes. Okay, I think we can go on to the next prize, right? So PTC is also sponsoring another prize, the best use of Vuforia, which I know a lot of you guys used. So first of all, can I get a round of applause from the groups that use Vuforia? Awesome. Well, thank you guys for continuing to support it. As you guys know, it's one of the most widely used, I think it is the most widely used AR SDK. So the best use of Vuforia today, over the weekend at the 2020 RealityHack Hackathon goes to NutraMonster. Where are you guys? All right. Do you have props? Congratulations, guys. Thank you. Can you guys get near in the light? You're the stars. There you go. And again, while we load up the video, or should we play the video first? Play the video first. Yeah, let's play it first. All right, congrats, guys. Ay, ay, ay. There you go. Just pause it. Okay. Why don't you guys tell us your names and where you're from and a little bit, you know.
Hi everyone, my name is Zhu Yuan. So currently I'm a Parsons Design Technology student in New York. So any Parsons student, please wave your hands. Yeah. So before that, I was from Singapore and was doing more like technology based, but I never get to know about like special computing and AR and VR stuff. So this is my first time here, and it's really really exciting to know so many people are doing this in the industry. So I really learned a lot from this. Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Weiqi from California. So I'm working on a small startup, and we are focused on the AR glasses application development. So I'm so happy to fly from California to be here. Actually, at the first 2.5 days, those two guys in our team have never heard of my voice. And yeah, I'm back to life on the third day. So. Yeah, thank you, water, hot water, food, snacks, everything. So yeah, I'm so happy to be here to meet a lot of experts and friends in AR, VR industry and academy here. And it's like a SR family, right? Annual party, right? Something like this. So I definitely will come next year and see you guys again, right?
Hi, my name is Max, and I actually moved to Cambridge from Berlin last week. So this was a great start to Cambridge and an amazing hackathon. I've been to many hackathons in Germany, and this was by far the best. The hardware that we got to try out, I've only been seeing them on YouTube. I've seen the Unreal one on YouTube, and it's really great to have this opportunity to try out these things. Yeah, I've been working on something similar with barcodes, but actually looking at and working on Vuforia and seeing what this technology is capable of is just amazing. Thank you very much for this organization.
Hi, I'm Francis of Toronto. I watch Witcher way too much. And it was super exciting to work on such a diverse team. I think it really benefited our project. We had different cultural perspective, different gender perspective. I think the whole crowd was amazing. It just felt amazing to be surrounded by people who are basically I follow 80% of the people on Twitter. So it was just great to meet in person. And I work in WebXR, and now I have the confidence for Unity 2. So I learned so much, tried all the headsets that we ever heard of. So it was just amazing. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kshitij. I flew here all the way from India, and it was a great experience. This was my first hackathon and first time coming to state, and it was really worth it, the 20-hour flight. So thanks.
Good job, guys. Congratulations. This is good work.
These are all the serious we had during the hackathon.
Congratulations. Thanks for that. So I am going to have the pleasure of presenting the Learning, Education, and Research category. Not entirely coincidentally, it's actually my area of expertise and interest in life as well, virtual reality for learning and education. So I'm just going to grab this check. Okay. Let's see which side is out. Oh, just kidding. Okay. Great. So this prize is going to go to a team by the name of Spellbound. Someone grab it so I can shake your hand. Nice, congratulations. Thank you. Cool, congrats, awesome, cool. Now, just talk for a bit.
Hello. So this, like many other people, this is my very first hackathon. I actually switched into the tech industry 6 months ago, so it'd be an understatement to say that I'm a bit new. But I've been a designer for a long time in a lot of different environments, and I got into tech with the belief that spatial design is very much the future and that it can be done, you can do a lot of good with it. And in all the different environments and contexts I've worked in, I think I can honestly say that this group, I feel like, is the most like-minded I've ever been in for me. So I'm so grateful to be here.
Hi, everyone. Please bear with me. I lost my voice literally when we were sitting here doing team formation the other day. So it's just coming back. But my name is April. Super excited to be here. Very first hackathon ever. I came into tech 7
Spellbound, a VR.
You want me to finish first, or do you want to play it? Okay. I came into tech 7 years ago from the luxury fashion industry, so very different spectrum. And I really started from the ground up, just trying to get used to everything that's going on from a technical perspective. Definitely love it. Really love what we did here. I did linguistics in undergrad, more with an interest in syntax over phonology, though. But just really big on communication and ensuring that people are able to communicate with each other despite our differences as well. And then finally, a little shameless plug. My book that I'm writing with Wiley Publishing just went to pre-orders on Amazon. It's a children's Python programming book. So if you happen to have any children in your life that are learning how to code, specifically Python, if you go to my Twitter, which is Vogue and Code, it's pinned on there. You can pre-order it now, but it'll be in stores in Barnes & Nobles this summer.
I'm Logan. I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Oh, I forgot to say where I'm from. I'm in Hollywood, California. So if you're ever in LA, just let me know.
I have been in tech for a few years, doing the startup thing. I'm CTO of Argyle, but I've done most of that I've done all my development by myself mostly, and this is the most team style development I've ever done, and the best experience of that I could have hoped for, with the team listening to each other and combining diverse talents and being able to have no ego and work effectively. So this was absolutely fantastic. This event has been wonderful. Thank you.
My name's Mike McCready. I'm from Alberta, Canada. And this is my first hackathon ever, and it was by far the most amazing experience I've had. I also am an instructor in one of Canada's first VR AR college programs, where we teach students to create these experiences that you guys are doing today. And I'm so excited to take this experience back to my students and share with them the promise and opportunities that hackathons bring, and hopefully will inspire them to join one in the future. Thank you.
Hey everybody, my name is Kai. I'm from Seattle, Washington. And I would just want to thank, I've been in tech for a long time. I was like, growing up as a kid, I was like, cool, computers are cool, video games are cool. But you get older and you start to understand the world a little more. And on the one hand, I feel like I've become a little bit jaded in technology, but on the other hand, you come to something like this and you are surrounded by people who believe in the potential of technology to make life better and to make your world better. And I think that's a really special thing. And I hope everybody appreciates that and can take that with them back to wherever they go. So thank you for that. And also, one last shout out to my parents for making me eggs every morning. So.
and dysgraphia. The friendly mage will guide you as you learn to cast spells while learning letter formation and word recognition. First, complete the magic word by writing the missing letter. Each time you write a letter correctly, the game becomes more difficult and the letter gets smaller. After you master writing the letter, say the word out loud to cast the spell. Spellbound is intended to be used under the supervision of a qualified professional such as an occupational therapist or special ed teacher. The immersive nature of VR and the magical story elements keep the child's attention engaged while completing challenging tasks. Data about the child's progress is collected from gameplay into a dashboard that the therapist or instructor can use to assess skill development and opportunities for improvement.
One last thing.
And we're back with another episode of...
So, oh, there's a underneath your picture. So one last thing I wanted to say is that I would probably say one of the best things I've learned is use your resources and what you have. He did the voice of the wizard in our game. We were in the stairwell recording the entire hackathon just to get that voice in the game. So use what you got, I would say.
Congratulations again.
So next up, we've got the Best of Film Festival and Storytelling category. And this category has a pretty special prize. So the team that wins will be going to the VRTO Toronto Film Festival and have a chance to present and have a full access conference pass for their VR conference. So let's grab the check. Oh, we don't have a check, right? There's no money. This team would be, anybody want to get me a name? Okay. Yep. I could also pull up the video.
Yeah, so
But let's not spoil it.
Yes, the team is Story Hack.
It's going to be Team Story Hackers.
In a land not so very far away, on a day, well, almost exactly like today, things were going precisely as they had always gone, with people being people and time ticking on, no one to notice why they were hurrying along so quickly that they could never bear witness to the things in the forest and the endless silence.
You guys want to say anything about your experience?
It has just been so incredible to be here and to meet so many amazing people with immense talent and passion for this space. But I feel so lucky to have found the incredibly special group of people that became my team. I had so much fun making this experience and learning throughout this weekend. Just grateful to be here.
Yeah, I am so grateful to this team. We've been through it together. And I'm also really grateful for everyone who is so accepting and open-minded in this space. I am a theater writer, so this was like a very weird space to walk into, and everyone has just totally rolled with it and is so willing to learn. So yeah, just thank you for everybody's kindness, and also shout out to Monster, because I think I consumed probably like 50 this weekend. So yeah, thanks everybody.
This has been an incredible experience, my first hackathon, and it could not have been better. I met an amazing team accidentally. I think 2 of us were talking about D&D, and then 3 other people turned around and was like, D&D, and then that's how we got started. We were originally going to just make a storytelling platform until Morgan here used the phrase, I just want people to be able to use their voice. And me and Jesse as VR devs went, yeah, we could do that. And now your voice is a tool and a weapon in the environment to change the world. This has been incredible. Just thank you so much, everybody.
This is so incredibly surreal. Hi, my name is Shirley, and I too feel incredibly blessed and thankful for just having met these wonderful 4 human beings completely by chance. We just clicked so well together, and I think that's part of the reason why we were able to just start working on our piece. Really, it's just been an incredible experience. This is my first hackathon. I've been doing research in VR and AR for a while now, so this is like the first time that I actually work in a group and create something, and it's been amazing. So thank you so much to MIT and to all the volunteers for doing such an amazing job and opening up this space so that people like me who don't necessarily have the access to the tools to work in teams where they're from have a place to come and actually create something incredible with amazingly talented people. So thank you. Thank you, guys.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Sam Luck, and this is my second hackathon. I'm also from Toronto, so I don't have to go anywhere for this. Thank you, VRTO. I've been to a few of their meetups, so yeah. So the entire environment was made using Quill, and so I was in my headset for about the entire time. And I was in heaven, because that's what I love doing the most. And so most of the time I make my work for in my headset, and it doesn't really get used by anyone. So it was really great to be able to work with developers and actually bring the worlds that I create to life. So I just really thankful for this hackathon that I could do that. So thank you, friends, family, parents, team, and I love coming to this kind of thing because at my work, everyone thinks I'm crazy, that I'm always in a headset, and that I love this space so much, but coming to this brings everybody together and makes me feel like I'm not crazy. So thanks. Come and try our experience if you have a chance. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. So next up, we're gonna have the Best in Social Good category, and this is sponsored by the MIT Center for Advanced Virtuality, whose director, Fox Farrell, spoke to all of us at the opening ceremony with this keynote. And we think this is a very important category, and let's find out who the winning team is. I guess I'm gonna just click the link and find out. The winning team is...
Not so very...
That might be the wrong link. Can we get the link for Social Good? Or sorry, the team name? Nope.
We'll see if I have it.
Let's get confirmation if...
Just in case.
Yes.
This is...
Copy paste.
This is Story Hackers again.
So this is gonna be Story Hackers again. It's not a copy paste error. So this prize, I grabbed the prize.
And not so very far away, on a day, well, almost exactly like today, things were going precisely as they had always gone, with people being people and time ticking on, no one to notice.
So we've got 4 gift cards for you guys. You'll have to split it amongst the 5.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Oh,
yes. This is more of a thing.
It's my thing. Yeah, so this doesn't necessarily appear like a social good project, but essentially what it is it's an interactive storytelling environment in which we teach kids or people who aren't as experienced with positive social confrontation how to use their voice both physically and metaphorically to speak up against the injustices that they encounter in the world or situations that make them uncomfortable. And it's a tool for teaching everybody self-advocacy and how you can use your voice and your power as a storyteller in order to enact change in the world.
Congratulations again. Okay. Timmy. Timmy from Volvo.
Hello. So the winner is. Oh. Yeah.
Ever since the start of flight, air traffic controllers have done 2D radar displays. 2D displays might work well for police, fire, and medical in a city where they move in a distinct 2D plane. But that doesn't work well for planes because they move in 3D space. They have a heading and they also have altitude, so they can move up and down. And we believe that we can better visualize how far apart planes are by doing so in 3D space.
Because we didn't have the hardware to make the video.
Here you can see a simulation of the Boston Logan Airport. We're zooming in on the planes right now where we've added spheres to show that because we can visualize planes in 3D space now, we can drastically reduce the minimum separation distance between the planes. You'll also see that we've added the runway markers and the various runways.
I'll wait
in
till it
Boston
kind of
Logan.
finishes up. Oh yeah.
So as part of this,
yeah, we didn't get the color changing yet. So
planes are relative to
we
each
were
other.
working on that. Yeah.
No,
We hope.
come on. That's it. Yeah. Come see us.
All right. So yeah,
Yeah.
come see us in person. Yeah, you'll definitely like it. Okay.
Wow, man.
So, hi, I'm Terrell. I'm from Orlando, Florida. We actually had a fifth member. He had to check out earlier. They would have charged him like another $300 or something for an extra day. So, Manuel, if you're watching on the stream, we won.
Well, hello. I'm from Argentina. I came all the way here just for this hackathon, and it's my first hackathon ever. I'm an industrial designer. I teach, and this was like the best thing ever. As I don't know how to describe it. You people are great. All the people here from MIT has like done everything for us to be the best thing ever. So thank you very much. Well, thank you, Volvo. Really, thank you, Volvo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fan Marie. I'm coming from Parsons New School as well. So this project, I feel really excited and also surprised because in the first day, we had so much different ideas. But coming to the one about air control, it's something I never touched with, and it's a large scope project. So as a designer, for the first day, I did a lot of research on this air control, basically starting from zero. And Hubbard, I saw you are leaving, so just want to say thank you to whoever helping us through all this project.
Stand up, man. Stand up.
Oh, wait, where's Hubbard?
Over there.
Hubbard, Hubbard is also, sorry, Hubbard also from Parsons as well, and he had tons of experience in flying, so we keep asking him to get more feedback from this project. So thank you everyone for this help.
Thank you, everyone. It's been such an honor standing between all of you. This is my first hackathon, and it feels too good to be true, honestly. My name is Adam. I'm a Palestinian from Jerusalem. However, I've been studying in Canada and I flew from Saskatchewan here. And this project, like, I have no idea how this weekend passed by. Like, just started working and like just go to sleep and wake up and you're on the project again, straight up. And thankfully, it went out great and we won. And thank everyone and thank Volvo.
One additional detail, so so basically the prize is $1,000. So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, congratulations. Ishwar's gonna get the next one.
So next up is a fun one. We're gonna have the best in Wild West. So we brought this category on this year to encourage projects that really just push the boundary on what we could do, just think out of the box, bring new hardware, break the rules effectively. So we said, let's remove the rules from this category. And to give this prize, we want to bring Brian down. Polaris AR is Noah's company focused on building the North Star, and he's been someone who's been pushing things and breaking things for a while now, and we knew that he'd be the best sponsor for this. So I'll let Brian announce who's the Wild West winner.
Sure. So Liam Browse's team with the Varjo XR1. You guys are the winners, so come on down. Click on the little video here and get it all set up.
Yeah. Until you're over here. There's no sound. So.
Yeah.
Hi guys, this has to be pretty quick, but I'm Carlos. I've been working in XR for a few years. I haven't been to a hackathon in about a year and a half, and this has been amazing. It's probably the most fun I've had in like 5 years in the industry. Incredible talent. It's just amazing to see everyone working on really cool projects and just see the spark of why we do it, like the new things, the crazy stuff. It's been really fun. So it was hard to put it in a video, but what we were doing was a project for climate change. So how to think of media in the future, and that's why we wanted to do the Varjo XR1, because it's the only thing that's like pass-through. So exploring the AR to VR transition, and we added like haptics and a bunch of crazy stuff. So thank you for everyone that helped us a lot to make it happen, and it's been a really cool experience seeing friends and meeting new people here.
My name's Tom. This, like Carlos said, this was a pretty awesome and ambitious project. And we had a really great team to do it. So I want to thank them, and I want to thank all you and the organizers and everybody for here.
My name is Grace. This is also my first hackathon. This was like super cool, seeing all the different things, all the different people. One of my favorite things about this project was like how you could feel the water, like the gloves from his company, which was really cool. So yeah, just thank you everyone, and you come to and see our things at the.
Before you go, we're going to say what your prize actually is, and there's going to be 2 people to say things about prizes for you. So,
So from Polaris AR, we're giving you guys a North Star dev kit. Really cool. And then Timmy from Volvo over here also has something to say. So
I'm not giving you the Vario headset, but yeah. But I'm inviting the whole team to Sweden to work with the designers and engineers and drive with the Volvo car with the headset and go crazy.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. Thanks. Congratulations. Cool. Yeah. And you were going to do more? Okay, and a couple more things.
Yeah. So, how many of you guys got to try a North Star headset here? That's awesome. So Noah, as you guys know, is a bit generous. You know, he's spent a lot of time building headsets, tries to get them out to everybody, and he had a few more he actually wanted to give out to individuals here. So Peter Lordanov. So we're also going to give 2 to the MIT VR Club here. So it's just been a great experience here with North Star. So as some of you know, I actually am just a guy on the internet who sort of found the open source project and was like, yo, I'm gonna run this now. So come on, Peter, get over here, right? Get on the stream. Yeah. So Peter here has been on the Discord and been in North Star for a while, and you know their team actually did a North Star project, which was super ambitious, and you know it's still a new platform and everything. So no, I just wanted to go ahead and do the right thing and give you an actual dev kit to run, and then yeah. And then MIT has actually been a huge support in North Star. Eswar and a bunch of other students here were probably one of the first people to actually build a headset, which is crazy. And Eswar has just been a great support, so we felt it was right to give 2 headsets to the MIT VR Club here as well. So.
Awesome. And Noah told me to give Brian one because Brian's not just a guy on the internet. He started the Discord, which, how many people are on now?
I think about 2,000 people.
Yeah. So 2,000 people on the North Star Discord building headsets. A year ago, probably 100 headsets existed in the world, and now this year we had 20 at the hackathon. So it's just, he's been a driver of the community and really has been pushing it. So another headset for Brian. Yeah. Alrighty, thanks guys. So next up, we will do. Tools ready? Awesome. Okay. So let's get the check for best of tools. Yep. Okay. So this category is tough. So it's been split between 2 teams who tied to win it, and the 2 teams are Talk AI and Draft 360. Yep. I don't think so. Okay. Which team are you guys?
We are Draft 360.
Awesome. Okay, we have a video up. We'll cut it in half later. Awesome. You guys want to say something really quickly about your project and your experience? Keep it to a minute.
Yeah, so my name's Ruji, I'm from Toronto. I'm a designer, and I'm sure all of you guys in this room as XR creators feel the struggle of communicating awesome ideas for XR with the tools out there. So this was a personal pain point that I was really passionate about, and it was such a privilege to come here and find a team who was also really passionate and to make it happen. That was like beyond my wildest expectations. I've been to a lot of hackathons, and by far, this has been one of the greatest experiences going to one of these. Oh my God, I'm kind of shaking. But, and this is a whole WebXR platform. It's live on Glitch right now if you guys want to try it for yourself, but also come visit us as well. And I'll just leave it for the rest of the team, but this has been such a privilege to work on with the team.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I'm Tejas. This is my third hackathon here. It just gets better every time, and I'm just so glad to be part of this team.
Quick comment. Just a quick comment to thank everybody, organizers, sponsors, and I wouldn't be here without my partner's support. So I love you, Paula. 재민아, 아빠 사랑한다.
Oh, that was quite cute.
Thank you, guys. Play the video? Yeah. So Talk AI was the other half of that prize. Is Talk AI around? No? Alrighty. We'll get you your prize later. So let's go to the best application of data visualization. Do we have that lined up? We do. Alrighty. So this will be Team Visible.
Visible is a social augmented reality platform for spatial communication. The platform makes it possible for people in the same physical space to discover and connect with one another by using AR to reveal contextual information that is anchored to their personal devices. Using a multi-user network to establish a shared reference frame, Visible users can visually identify each other's current location, as well as whatever information they have chosen to express about themselves. This tool is extremely useful in situations where traditional methods of communication, such as speaking, are not viable. Users can spatially query available information on Visible to simplify the process of finding and communicating with others in ways that were never before possible. Visit our page on DevPost to download our repo and try it today.
We need this for team formation next year.
So this has been an amazing experience. On Thursday night, we were looking for a designer, and you were all there, and there were 400 of us. It was loud, everyone was brainstorming, and we just couldn't know who was a designer. And even if you had it on a tag, you can't spatially see that. And so what we wanted to solve was our own problem, to visually store information, but instead of anchoring it to a space, anchoring it to a person. And this is pretty unique, and it was an amazing team to work with. We found ourselves through magic. Really, we didn't use our platform because it didn't exist. And so I'm really thankful for the team, and thank you to the organizers. The curry food was amazing. Thank you. And it's been such a joy. By the way, my name is Ryan Kopinski. I'm from Tallahassee, Florida, and originally from Suriname, South America.
Wow. I've been to a lot of hackathons, and I can by far say this was the best one I've been to. Great turnout. I work in the XR industry, and I really, really feel like this decade is going to be the decade for XR. And just seeing all the projects that you guys worked on, let's go out and build the future, guys. My name is Yogi. I'm from Nepal, and this has been an amazing team. I couldn't have done it without you guys, and I wish I had Visible, but I found you guys, so that was amazing.
Okay, hi everyone. I'll keep it brief because my voice is also slowly being lost. My name is Emily Shoemaker. This is my second time coming to the MIT AR/VR Hackathon. Each time was amazing. I will definitely be back next year if I get in again. It was an awesome experience working together with these team members and meeting all of you. So thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex. This is an amazing team to work with. I had a fantastic weekend doing a lot of learning. So I've been a professional software developer for 4 years now, but I've only started teaching myself how to code in AR just a few months ago. And now I'm here, winning this category. So I guess the message here is never stop learning. You never know where it might take you.
Thank you, guys. Alrighty, next up, we're going to get the category most fun. Do we have a check lined up for you guys? For most fun, we have to bring our director of fun. Sarah's got to come out for this. Of course you are. It's okay. turn around.
Oh, I turn around.
Yes.
Now I say something.
this?
Okay, great. Sorry. I just did all these checks.
I can do the flip.
Okay, you can do the flip. The winner of the most fun category is. I forgot what I wrote. Ta-da! Ghostbusters! Ghostbusters XR. Now you have to do something fun. What do we do?
Give the mic to them for a couple.
Oh, I give the mic to you. Got it.
This first, probably.
So this is your trailer to the game before we even started it.
I mean, the idea of our game is essentially you don't want to bore your friends while they're over at your house and just watch them play Beat Saber for hours. So for our game, we wanted to make everyone be part of the experience, whether you're on a mobile phone or a headset or... Oop, we have a better video, probably. And... Yep.
I thought I was going to.
Yep. Wow. I didn't know that was our video. Here, if you want to talk more about I'm losing my voice.
Hi, everyone. So while we're waiting for the video to load, here's the video. No, okay. Yeah, so we're focusing on a specific problem of getting XR cross-platform.
This is the actual video.
So what you're seeing now is actually Josh going in real life to what he sees in VR, and those ghosts are controlled by us on the mobile devices in real time live. So you could play with your friends, either scaring them as ghosts or being scared by your friends who are controlling the ghosts.
So yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Alrighty. We've got a lot of prizes. Next up, let's get Everyday XR. So this is the category for projects in XR that affect everyday life, tasks and activities that we do on a daily basis. And this category, the prize will be for Team Visible. Yep.
So Visible is actually a platform, not just an app. And what we would like to do is to support the hackathon next year for team formation if they would like that, but also for you to actually play around with it. Because we did it for team formation, but you can imagine where if you have, for example, someone who's hearing impaired and wants to see people around them who actually know sign language. Or if you're in a classroom like this and the professor needs to know who is struggling with their grades, you can actually spatially store information on the person. And so we care about privacy, we care about consent, so our platform is really privacy focused, but we hope that you actually adopt it and make something cool with it. If you do, please reach out to us. We would love to see it.
Thank you, guys. Alrighty, next up, we're gonna get the Vive Best Use of Eye Tracking. And we have Daria Laverde from HTC coming down to announce it. Woo!
Thank you. First, to thank Scott and the whole team. This has been another great hackathon. It's always fun. It's always emotional. So the prize is going to go to 2 teams. So there's a tie. The first one is Brain Drain. I'm going to have both teams come up. So the second team, the Mind's Eye. So come on down. Move it.
I can explain. We don't have sound. So for our game, we wanted to keep track of what objects you were paying attention to the most and try to influence your decisions based on that and try expose and teach you about biases that you might have. So for instance, in this crime scene, we have like a teenage boy, and maybe he killed the person using the drugs on the floor. And so we would be able to keep track of what objects kept your interest the longest and be able to influence your decisions based on that.
I forgot to mention the prize. Each team's going to get to keep one of the prize.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm a special education teacher originally from New York, and go Syracuse. We created Brain Drain, which is the first of its kind academic adventure game, but the difference is it's a game that's all students want to play, and it's fun and exciting, but there's conscious, specific decisions to include students of all ability levels. So utilizing the eye tracking, my students that are confined to wheelchairs or who don't have the fine motor ability to control an actual controller will be able to play the game just like everybody else, because it got a little disheartening seeing all these games and all this fun coming out and my kids couldn't use it. And so now they absolutely can. And it's standards-based education, academic standards. So it's designed for everybody, but with specific decisions.
I just want to do a quick shout out to another team who didn't get to complete it in time, Climate Control, just an honorable mention. And for all 3 teams, I'm also going to continue mentoring. So I'd like to see what happens in the future with these projects.
Thank you to all the teams. Thank you, guys. And of course, huge thank you to Dario. So, I believe we're on to the grand challenges. Did I miss any prizes? Scott? Do we have any prizes left, or we're on to grand challenges, right? All right, we are on to grand challenges. So, I want to call up Austin and Elena to talk about the grand challenges.
Hi, everybody. My name is Elena.
And I'm Austin. And we were on the logistics team for this hackathon, and we're members of the VR/AR Club on campus. Oh, what are we doing here?
I think I am presenting the Best of VR award.
No, I'm doing VR. You're doing it.
Are you sure? Because I think Ishwar said that I'm presenting VR.
Okay, so if we're going to be giving out $3,000 and a chance to present at the AWE Expo this year, we should probably get this right. So I'll do VR, you get AR.
All right, fine. Let's stop the corniness. I'm going to do the Best of AR. So this year, we actually had a lot more AR project than last year, which basically represent a switch kind of thing in the industry. Also,
maybe it's a shift that represents accessibility, making adoption of this mixed reality space more widespread, so we couldn't be more proud.
so I personally believe that this new decade is going to be basically an explosion of XR. It's going to be part of our life, become ubiquitous, pervasive. So without further ado, let's go straight to the award. So the Best of AR award goes to...
Drum roll, please.
La La Land.
Okay. The joke was totally not there, so we'll just do the real team. You'll ask your friends about the joke. The real Best of AR our winner is
Draft 360.
So is there anything more you want to say, what this means to you?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you here. I thought this was never gonna work. At the end of the first day, I was very exhausted. I had to work with a tool that I've never used before, and I had to work with people I've never met before. I really loved the idea, but I thought we might not finish in time. Yeah. I even thought about leaving the hackathon. But then I understood that this hackathon is about doing something, going out of your comfort zone. And actually, it's about participation, not about winning.
Stefan is 14. He's 14.
So I was the kid that was like, hey, we should make an Apple commercial. So yeah, that was a fun time. But I'm really glad I got to meet these people. I love hackathons because they're like a good melting pot of like people who are artistic, people who are good programmers, people who are developers, people who just are dreamers. And I just like the contrast between just like college, where you usually have a concentration of like specific types of students, and this always takes me out of my comfort zone. I love these people, they're super cool. We had a crazy age range on our team, and it was a very weird experience, and I'm so glad that we somehow managed to pull it off. It was a lot different than my last hackathon, where my stress personality definitely came out, and it was really bad. This one was a lot more, it was a bit more smooth sailing, I think, so yeah.
I guess one last thing to like mention, we're really privileged and have a great opportunity to have the access to all this hardware, the resources, the people from all over the world. And what we really wanted to do with Draft 360 was create a tool where people who might not have our skills or technical ability or the time or the money to access this technology to also be part of creating that utopia that we all mentioned before at the beginning of this hackathon, when we all applied and we wanted to allow people to contribute, and even if they don't have that XR background yet. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'm unbelievable. Yeah. Anybody else?
Do you want to come this way? Come this way. Yeah, just keep going down the line. High five. Congratulations. Congratulations. Hey, congratulations, Shane. So it looks like we have one more grand prize. Oh, are we showing the video again, or nah? Okay. Okay, it's already been shown. Let's announce the next grand challenge. So, what does this project mean? We already talked about AR, which could be the future, and VR. It's old school. No school like the old school. So, for the best of VR, the winner goes to Team I See What You're Saying. Come on down. Okay, so I already asked this question to the other team. What does this prize mean to you?
I don't.
We get we get to donate more. Yeah.
This is
the leader Jones.
that's all I had. That's it. You can say something.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you guys very much for putting this on, and thanks everyone for being here. And this is mind blowing for all of us to be here and experience this. And I know we didn't think this would happen right now, so
No.
I don't even know what to say. Before you said we were prepared, we weren't prepared. But even now, I'm even more like, oh shit. So thank you.
All right. Whatever you were gonna say.
I think like every day we like read like horrible things in the news, and let's just build a utopia. Yeah.
You want to come this way? Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Congratulations. 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 So as one of our last acts of the logistics team, we just want to make sure that you guys know the expo happening later is in another space. So we're going to have volunteers help you guys walk to that other space. Yeah.
We do have one more announcement.
Of course, we have more announcements, but this is the logistics team. Okay. That's pretty much it. Yeah, here we go.
This is relevant to the grand prizes. So just a couple days ago, I got a message sort of out of the internet from someone from AWE. And basically, we sort of briefly let this slip earlier, but next slide. So the AWE is inviting the winners of Best of VR and Best of AR to present at AWE this year. So this will, yep, that's right. Oh, I'll tell you again, yeah. So you're going to AWE. Congratulations, congratulations. So that's, you know, your tickets and your booth, I guess, or table.
And
yeah.
main stage.
Nice.
Cool. Alrighty, so that was all of our prizes, but we do have one more announcement to make. So it really takes a village to pull this off. And while you guys were all dealing with merge conflict and display port issues and other problems, we had our own problems. Just this morning, we lost all the checks, which is what we were scrambling. We lost heating in half of our space. We bought heaters and killed the power. We broke 4 doors, and a lot more happened. Oh, we had breakfast delivered. Turns out the quiches were all frozen, so we have 300 frozen quiches still. So these are among the problems we had throughout the weekend. And while, you know, your guys' days were from 8 a.m. to midnight, our days were even longer. And I really want to bring the whole team on stage to, you know, cheer them on and pull off a couple shout outs.
Let's make sure we get all the way across.
What's that? Yeah. So, hey, you made it.
I was just up there.
So, we might be missing 1 or 2 people, but a couple quick shout outs. So Andreas here is on our dev team. He helped build out the registration system, the website, and a lot more. Craig is our head of judging. Austin's on the logistics team. Luis was hardware manager and took care of all the headsets, and we didn't lose a single piece of hardware, as far as we know. Massive achievement. Elena on the logistics team, and most importantly, Elena got the food for the whole weekend, along with Alejandro. Not a single day of pizza. Maria brought all of you here. She was head of applications and outreach, and she was the one who, you know, managed to get the word out and manage all the participants and helped lead the team that brought all of you here. Brian's our head of marketing, and he's the face that you saw on social media. He was the one who tweeted and reshared, and many of you probably saw his tweets to also get here. So he was an instrumental part in getting you here. Yes, he was also the Discord czar and answered many of your questions. And pancake maker, yes. 4 hours of pancake making. Sarah's our chief disruptor. She tends to implode volcanoes and change the way we do things, and it causes us to raise questions that we should be asking. So she's a great person and has her hands in almost everything of this event. Scott, of course, is our chairman, and we've got lots of other volunteers and logistics crew here, and many faces that you don't see here, some of whom are actually over at Status setting up for the expo. This journey never ends for us. We start 6 months in advance and work till today, and we're going to work tomorrow. And we do it because we love this community. We love doing this. And what I want to ask is all of you to help make this happen next year and onwards. If you want to contribute, join us as organizers, join us as mentors, join us as sponsors, bring your companies on board. And this is really important for the community, and let's keep it going somehow.
And also, don't forget the two you actually forgot to mention, which is our director, Ishwar, and our executive, Scott Greenwald. Round of applause for those two.
I just want to mention that most of this team is actually remote. And it's really hard to organize a hackathon when everyone's remote. It's incredibly efficient that way. But it's really hard. So I was on campus with pretty much everybody else. Amazing job from the computer screens and the Zoom meetings and the WebExes, and amazing.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Just wanted to say that this was wonderful. So give yourselves and our sponsors and our organizing team a round of applause. And our mentors as well, for the mentors who helped you. And if there are any of our volunteers here, could you please stand up and let's give you a round of applause. Volunteers. Yeah, thanks guys.
I am going to say something. Are we ending now? Are we ending now? Okay, sorry. Yes, I do want to piggyback on a lot of what has been already said, and I don't know because I missed a lot of it because I was writing the checks backstage. But it's true. We can't do it without you. So everybody who's here and everybody that you're friends with, we want to hear from you. We want to hear feedback of how great it was and actually what the struggles were so we can fix it for next year. And we want to expand in every possible way. If you have any suggestions or if you have any ideas, we want to implement tons of them. So let us know. Please don't hesitate. Capture right now where we can have this connection and email us, whatever. We need to know exactly what you're feeling so we can do it for next year.
I hope your hands aren't getting tired, but I'd like you to give, so Sarah is our chief disruptor on our board of RealityHack, so please give her a hand for all she does.
Alrighty, I think we're done. Anything else from anybody? Yes? Okay.
So lunch is ready in Stata.
So I know many of you guys will probably want to keep in touch with each other. I'll set up a keep in touch channel so you can post all your social media links and websites and basically self-advertise, but the point of it will be to keep in touch with each other.
He'll still be checking Discord 3 months from now, I guess. Yeah.
Alrighty, so I think we're done. 5 days are over. We hope to see all of you back here next year, but before you leave, we have the expo. It's going to be in the Stata Center, which you'll follow us, of course, to get there. And there's lunch is going to be served there. What's lunch today? What's lunch? Surprise. Sandwiches. And frozen quiche. And frozen quiche. And a lot of snacks, so please clear the snacks. Alrighty, thanks everyone. We hope to see you next year.